local publications, local public television, setting up some YouTube things where we can do, I think the more graphic it is, graphic intensive that it is, it's really gonna be a boom for us, and we have to use social media, thinking about graphic representation of the project.
He's gonna be chair of our ad hoc committee for public outreach.
Yeah.
You know, I think if you research low-cost public outreach ideas, there's a ton of stuff that you can find on the web that could give us ideas of what to do without expending a lot of, financial resources. One that I ran across, and I don't even know if this is possible, it's kind of a goofy idea, but setting up a booth at the Menlo Park Street Fair during the summer.
Absolutely,
Where-
what a good
Where
idea.
people can, who knows who's gonna stumble on it.
Meeting out of
I
town.
love that.
Is it taking a meeting out of town?
Yes, I think, but you can, just set everything up.
Oh, shit, less than a fork.
We can't It's show an ad up. hoc meeting.
Yeah.
All at the same time, we can't talk about that.
Well, I think that's really interesting. I mean, I guess I think about this, that there are different stages of outreach that are appropriate. There's a stage that is right now, I think we need to let the community know that we're meeting, that
Right.
the committee exists, and that we're gonna be interested in their ideas for the different components of the civic center and what to do with this physical space. And I think we need to think about how we're going to do that, because I know there's been lots of effort to do outreach into the Atherton community in the past that hasn't been terribly successful. Then there's the point where we have different proposals, right, that you were talking about, where I think we do go to the community associations, and maybe for those areas that don't have community associations, seek to have, I mean, it's an opportunity for neighborhoods to come together that don't usually come together. How much is that going to happen? I don't know.
Well,
But
you get a key member of the community, and they host a little wine and cheese, and you show up with your DVDs and,
and that's after we have
something to,
show.
Yeah.
And then I think at some point, we've had the consultants do the plan, and we've got the whole thing designed, and then we have to figure out how we're gonna build it. And then we're really gonna push,
yeah.
and that's where somebody's gonna need to raise money. I mean, I don't think this formal committee will do it, but there'll be an ad hoc committee, or there'll be some group that needs to raise money. So I think about this outreach happening in different ways at different times. And right now, I'm not sure, the only way I really know is the Athertonian and I guess the neighborhood groups. But we don't have a whole lot right now to present to the neighborhood groups.
Right. So I think you did hit something very important. We do need to make a little bit more of a concerted effort to inform the residents at large through, and not just through this our agendas being posted on the website, but to let them know that we are meeting regularly, and this is what we are attacking and approaching with the ad hoc committees, researching, selecting this consultant, just and we're moving it along to do that right now. So maybe it's like a press release, we put it through the Athertonian or the Aristochats, email list, so.
And our own personal email list, we should let
Right.
as many people
Like a
as we
telephone
can.
tree, email tree, just
We really need to let people know that it's happening.
Maybe try and get a story in
the almanac.
the almanac.
Mhm.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so do all those, city manager, do all those potential recommendations have to be approved by council before we execute them?
If you're gonna spend any money, yes.
Okay, if we're gonna spend any money, yes. So if we pretend we have no money to spend, what would be the most efficient way to do it? We're not gonna take out any print ads, we're not gonna do any direct mailers, we're not going to,
Madam,
yes.
Chair, perhaps if you develop some sort of printed, what our outreach plan is,
Mhm.
we could run that to the council, if there's money attached to any of those items, and the council could
Okay.
approve it in concept and then add money to it, if so chose.
Okay.
Should we create an ad hoc
What a good
committee?
idea. I was just.
Well, I think it's almost kind of necessary, because there's just so much to discuss and kind of organize
Yeah.
as to exactly, what you're going to do and how you're going to attack it.
Okay.
I think it's more than we can discuss right now.
I'm going to go into our item number 6, formation of additional ad hoc committees. And I think we have 2 more ad hoc committees to form. We have our
Reference?
reference ad hoc committee that I'm going to appoint Steve, Rick, and alternate or additional Rose if necessary to do the reference checks. And then we're going to form a public outreach process committee, ad hoc committee, and I would like to appoint Paul and any other public outreach. We could,
That's, public outreach is not fundraising.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where she wants to go first.
I'll be on that with you, Paul.
All right.
Would you like to? Yeah, and Clyde. Good. Okay. All right. I think that's it for right now.
I think one thing about public outreach, just as a general concept, I hate to sound like a cheerleader, but I do think that as we do it as a group, effective outreach on our part relies on how enthusiastic we are in doing it.
Yes.
Not enthusiastic in pushing a certain project a certain way, but just enthusiastically reaching out to the people to make sure they're informed and having enthusiasm to inform the public, instead of just kind of, sometimes you get on committees and it's like, well, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. And I think that the public kind of picks up on that. So if we're gonna individually do this, we kind of have to attack it with a certain flair.
Enthusiasm. Absolutely. Passion. I think we're on this committee because we are passionate about it. We really want to see, and we have a sense of urgency. I think that's good too. So a little housekeeping. I noticed on our agenda that we didn't have an agenda item for our approval of the minutes. So we didn't call for approval of the minutes that were provided to us. So maybe we will roll that into our next meeting, okay? And if there's no other business to talk about,
Just in terms of these 2 or 3 ad hoc committees, are we going to try and set a time period for those meetings?
well, I think the ad hoc committee people need to get with themselves and set the meeting. I don't think that the committee can do that for them, right? The ad hoc committee should convene after this meeting and the reference people know that.
Well,
The reference, can the reference people publicly notice at this meeting that we're gonna move over to that room and have a 10-minute meeting? Shut the door so you can't be a part of it,
Okay,
but the public can come.
yeah,
Okay,
all right.
great.
Motion to adjourn?
sounds good.
Okay, thank you guys very much.